this video I want to talk about the main event which happened today in UFC 284, which was between Alexander Volkanovski and Islam Makhachev. So a lot of people are saying Islam lost this fight. A lot of people are saying Alex should still be the number one pound for pound even though he lost to Islam Makhachev. So I just wanted to give out my thoughts on all these things. So let's dive straight into the scoring, how I scored the fight, and what do I think about the pound for pound rankings. So the fight went all 5 rounds, and I will try to be as unbiased as I can. So I think we all will agree that the first round is probably going to go to Islam because he knocked down Alex. Alex also had him hurt in the before Islam knocked down Alex, but that was, I think, not that big of a factor. Islam knocked him down for a split second, and for me, that and the takedown which came at the end of the round was enough to make it a 10-9 round for Islam. Now, let's talk about I'll talk about the rounds that were not close. So after this, the first round, the second and third round, I will put them in the middle for now because I feel like these 2 rounds are pretty close and you can score it for either of the guys. Like, I can see why you are scoring it to Alexander. I can see why somebody is giving it to Islam. So let's keep them in the middle for now. Now let's go to the 4th round. The 4th round, again, I feel like Islam won pretty clearly. He took down Alex and held him down for the majority of the round. So these 2 rounds are like no-brainer for Islam. Now round 5, obviously it's a no-brainer for Alex. So in this round, Alex picked up his pace and he took down Islam at the end and kept him there and also landed some good ground and pound. So these 3 rounds are pretty unbiased, and most people will agree that rounds 1 and 4 goes to Islam, round 5 goes to Alex. Now we are left with the 2 rounds, round 2 and round 3. So the way I scored it, I gave round 2 to Islam and round 3 to Volk. So I had Islam winning, but I can see why some people might give round 2 to Volk. And in that case, since Islam only wins round 1 and 4, then Volk wins the fight. However, keep this in mind that even if you give 1 round out of these 2 to Islam, either you give the 2nd round or the 3rd round, he wins. As long as all these rounds are 10-9 rounds, he wins the fight. Only in the case where you give both the rounds to Alex, only in that case will he win a fight. So just statistically speaking, there are more chances that Islam likely won this fight rather than Alex. You would have to give both the close rounds to Alex in order for you to say that Alex won the fight. Otherwise, in my case, like, I scored it round 1 to Islam, round 2 to Islam, round 4 to Islam, rounds 3 and 5 to Alex. So I had this guy winning the fight. Now let's look at what the judges scored. So these are the 3 judges, and this guy gave rounds 1, 2 and 4 to Islam and rounds 3 and 5 to Volk, all 10-9 rounds. So this guy is basically copying my score. Now Derek Leary, he gave first 4, all 4 to Islam. This is the judge who gave it 49-46. So remember what I said in the previous slide, that rounds 2 and rounds 3 were pretty close. So you can give it to Volk, you can give to Makhachev, you can give 1 to Makhachev, 1 to Volk. Either way, this guy probably gave both Makhachev, so he had winning 49-46. Is it a very bad judgment? I will not say it's very bad because I can see how somebody gives the first 4 rounds to Islam. Now let's see for the last judge. This guy also followed the first guy and he also scored first, second and fourth for Islam. So first, second, fourth and for Islam, and third and fifth for Volk and all 10 rounds. So 48-47. This was my score also when I was watching the fight live. And also I rewatched the fight again, and I'm pretty confident that Islam won rounds 1 and 4. And rounds 5, clearly all of these guys gave rounds 5 to Volk. So round 5 is clearly Volk. Now the doubt is in the second round and the third round. So if you go, only if you give both of these to Volk, then he wins. Otherwise, in all other cases, even if you give one round to Makhachev, he wins the fight. And I got this from this link, which is mmadecisions.com. I'll put the link in the description below. You guys can see, and on that you can also see what other jury members thought of the fight, how they scored it. And in terms of how the people scored the fight, here's the pie chart which says that Makhachev 46.8% and Volkanovski 49.7%. So according to the fans, this fight is a robbery because Volkanovski is clearly in majority, and 49.7% feel that he won and 46.8% feel that Makhachev won, and the rest are thinking that this is a draw. So this is I'm not sure what these people are thinking, or maybe they have a bias or not. If you are one of these guys, I would love you to comment down below and tell me where I'm wrong. But I clearly think Makhachev won the fight, and I watched this fight 2 times now. Once when it was live, and once after all this controversy happened. And now what do I think of the pound for pound number 1 situation? Do I think that Alexander, because he gave Islam his hardest fight and he's from a smaller weight class, he should be the number 1 pound for pound? So no, I don't think that you should keep your number 1 pound for pound, especially when you're the number 2 guy. So the way you move up in the pound for pound ranking is either you beat some other guy who's very good in a different weight class, and the jury members, they bump you up to the level, or if you beat the number 1 guy and you're number 2, that automatically makes you the number 1 guy. So to be the man, you have to beat the man. So Islam Makhachev, in my opinion, was the man and he beat the man, so he should be number 1 pound for pound. In the rankings that will come out this week, he should be the pound for pound number 1. Alex goes to number 2, and then we also have John Jones versus Cyril Gane happening at UFC 285. So maybe if Jones wins that, then we'll see where they'll place Jones. So this is my thoughts on the fight. I don't think it was a robbery. In fact, I agree with 2 of the judges' scorecards. If you think this is a robbery, let me know in the comments below. That's all.